to another episode of Tea with Z. My name is Zamal Solanki, and it's an absolute pleasure to be joining each and every one of you again on another episode today. And if you are watching live, give me some likes, give me some hearts. Definitely pump out that energy because today is going to be another awesome episode. And if you haven't gotten your cup already, go and grab that now, whatever you're having to drink, go and grab that as well because we're about to jump straight into it. Yeah, so. But before we do that, I want to give a special shout out to those that are joining us from the Limitless Network because the Limitless Network is a group of like minded individuals, people, communities that value health in any way, shape, or form. And if you are watching as well, jump on down, in the comment section below. Come and say hi because each and every morning it's awesome to be able to connect with every single one of you. Today, Wednesday, and Wednesday wins. So, what I really wanted to do today was ask what your win is for you today. Reflecting on the last week, reflecting on the week that's been, even the day that was yesterday. What is a win for you? Now, the reason why I asked this today is because so often in business, we focus on the things that we aren't doing well, and we've covered this and we've touched on this before. We focus on all of those things that we don't do well, but we ignore all of the amazing things that we do that we do really well, and we don't take the opportunity to pause and to celebrate that. And this is kicking off from yesterday's topic where we're talking about Team Tuesday and the way in which we can build culture within our team and the environment that we create within our team to focus on a positive, really supportive culture and the culture that we want to drive from our business. And when we look at that correlation between, focusing on the things that we aren't doing well, focusing on the negative aspects of our business and ignoring the positive aspects, that has in itself profound impacts on the ability for us to cultivate an amazing culture within the business. Because if we're constantly telling our team that they need to step up and perform better and do things better, and what their job is essentially, or what their work is essentially not good enough, that's, I guess, the underlying message that we're sending to them. By not doing that, by doing that, we're really ignoring the opportunities that, I guess, allow our team to thrive and perform to an exceptional standard, but really, I guess, harnessing and focusing on what they do really well and really celebrating that. Because at the end of the day, regardless of being a massive win or even the smallest win, our team collectively, contribute something positive to the workplace. And if they didn't, well, then I'd be asking you, well, why are they still in there? Why are they still a part of your team? But you know, there would still be something positive, even the smallest detail would still be relevant. And when we look at celebrating wins, well, what does that look like within your organization? And today's a Wednesday, and as an example of that, it's Wednesday wins. Whatever that might look like in your organization, how do you recognize the wins within your team, your talent, even yourself, your family, your friends, whatever that might look like? And I just touched on yourself because so often we look at external wins. We look at the wins of our business. We look at the wins of our team, our talent, our friends, our family. But when was the last time you took stock of your own wins? When was the last time that you acknowledged the journey that you're on and the successes that you've achieved and the accomplishments that you have achieved along the way? Because without taking that reflection and really taking that time to look at the wins that we have, how can we then leverage those wins to really enhance what we can do in the future? And it's really important that we do take the time out to celebrate these wins as well. Because without celebrating or acknowledging these wins, we don't place value on them. We don't place value on them. And as a result, we ignore them. We don't take the opportunity to sit back, reflect, and actually review what we've done well and figure out a way in how we can do that even better next time, or even leverage those successes to help us in other shapes or forms within our business. And when we look at that, it's really important that we do take that as a consideration, because we have this opportunity to really deep dive into the accomplishments that we have. Each day we can spend 5 minutes just doing that. And the easiest way that we can do that is through things like journaling. What are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? And how does that translate into a win? And just the act of gratitude itself helps us to really acknowledge the wins that are going on in our lives. Because the act of gratitude helps us to focus on what is important. And so that's another tip. If you can't articulate the wins verbally, then start to write them down. Start to document them, even as I suggested to a colleague, writing them on little bits of paper, whether or not it's a little post-it note or whatever that might look like, and start putting it into a jar that you can then, when you are going through periods of challenge, take stock of and reflect on all of the amazing wins. Because at the end of the day, if we get bogged down in all of those challenges, we miss the opportunities. We miss the opportunities that present to us. So my question for you today is, what is your win? What is your win? What is your team's win? And how are you celebrating it? But before even that, how are you even asking the question? And are you even asking the question? Is it something that you actually acknowledge and take the time to even ask or even recognize? And so my question for you today is, not only what is your win, but how are you actually getting this information and documenting it and then celebrating it when you review it? Because at the end of the day, you can ask the win, but if you do nothing about it or with it, if you don't recognize it and celebrate it, like I mentioned before, that win doesn't get valued. That team member doesn't get valued. Ourselves don't get valued. And so that's my question for you today, on this Wednesday. And another really big thing that I'd love to challenge you on is posting your win in the comment section below. Because at the end of the day, you all have something to, celebrate, regardless, big, small. The fact that you are living and breathing is a win in itself, particularly in the climate that we're in right now. Our health is definitely, and this is why I'm so passionate about what I do each and every morning with you, is because our health is the one thing that we can't negotiate on. Because without it, what do we have? So that's it from me today. Really, I guess short and sharp today. What is your win? How are you asking it? How are you documenting it? And then most importantly, how are you celebrating it so that you, your team, and those around you can actually value it and feel recognized and rewarded for it as well. Even if it's just social recognition, because social recognition is the number one form of value, is the number one thing that actually is the fuel to motivate us, and is the fire that intrinsically motivates us to keep pushing on, rather than the carrot and stick approach, rather than that extrinsic motivation of going, well, if you do well, here's a bonus, whatever that might look like. Social recognition, because at the end of the day, we're social beings. We're herd animals. We'd love to feel recognized and included in the herd. And as a result, how are you acknowledging and celebrating that? One final thing that I really want to translate this to is, how are you celebrating it for your customers? How are you celebrating their wins, their milestones, their health journey? How are you asking them along their own health entrepreneurial journey, whatever that may look like, to support them and encourage them to keep pushing on? Because if they're taking charge of their own health, and if you're, as a health entrepreneur, guiding them on that journey, then how are you celebrating their wins and acknowledging their successes as well? So that's it from me today. Have an amazing day. And if you definitely want to celebrate the wins, then what better way to do it is in the Limitless Network, because I believe each and every one of us have limitless potential. And the Limitless Network is, like I mentioned at the start, a group of like-minded people, and it is growing each and every week. So thank you to all of those that have joined along the journey. I'm absolutely stoked. And yeah, be sure to keep commenting in the comment section below all of your takeaways, but also your wins from today's episode. I really look forward to reading each and every one. So that's it from me today. Have an amazing day. Thanks for joining. Stay safe, stay well wherever you are in the world watching this. And I look forward to catching up with you on another episode of Tea with Z tomorrow. Have a great one. Bye.